was a California August in 82 when my mother gave birth to the Spam Tech crew. 13 years later had me looking at Linux. Programming made me stronger like Papa the Spinach. Now, people know that a DG carry weapons, but if that weapon is a nest you step in, we finish Contra with only one life. Finish Metal Gear 2 using only a knife, right? People might think that we're frontin', then they see all the noobs online that I'm putting. My rhymes flow just like my code, even though my source is owned by Sko. What about my Indian? I keep it low. See me on Gunbound, call me pro. I'm a certified legend, but I'm still your bro. This is a PSA, boy, the more you know. I'm a legend everywhere that I go. Every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Crackers jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Crackers spam. I'm a legend everywhere that I go. Every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Crackers jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Crackers spam. I said my heart's wide open, goatsy, and my windows min like Ho Chi. I'm just another nerd, but I rap about it. Shit talk on the net, then I laugh about it. I've been caught slipping like the Star Wars kid when I'm on eBay sniping a bid. Catch me on a webcam like Numa Numa. See me at the club and I'm rocking Puma. Another net legend if you see me yodel. Spit a little something that's anecdotal. Tell me about the time the E-Bombs world stole your chop like I stole your girl. Catch me on Gen May, not something awful. Low tax would ban me, raffle. I'm a certified legend, but I'm still your bro. This is a PSA, boy, the more you know. I'm a legend everywhere that I go. Every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Crackers jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Crackers spam. I'm a legend everywhere that I go. Every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Crackers jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Crackers spams. Yeah. I'm a legend everywhere that I go. Every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Crackers jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Crackers spam. I'm a legend everywhere that I go. Every distro, every Craigslist hoe pumping they fist, yo. Can't get enough of Whitey Crackers jams, and they can't get enough of Whitey Crackers spams. Yeah.
What's up, meatbags? It's the often imitated, never duplicated Tony TGD, and I'm here with Carissa Grant from Worthy Chaos Comics. We're going to be talking her comic. We're going to be talking the Kickstarter that's up right now live, her inspirations, all those good things. But before we get to that, we got to thank the one and only Haunted Wisp because he gifted 5 memberships right before the stream even started. So welcome Smash Bros. Nico, Jeremy Burtz, Gundam Wing Zero, Dr. Salvador, and Jack Frost. Welcome. And everyone else in the chat, welcome. So, do you prefer Carissa, Miss Grant, Indie Comic Lady? How do you want me to?
Carissa's fine.
Right. So, how many years have you been doing comics? Because you pumped out, what is this, like 7 issues already live?
What my 1 year is is this Tuesday, Halloween. Next Tuesday.
And what got you into making comic books?
I was a role player, and I met my co-writer through role playing, and we wrote the story in 2 years, and we wound up having like 10 novels written. 5 is this series, and I figured we should do something with it. I really wanted to see it as a comic book, so here we are.
Fantastic. And what is the Worthy Chaos Worthy Chaos Comics. Where'd you come up with that name? What is the
So, because Seraphina is an angel descendant and she creates a lot of chaos, and Draven, who's a demon descendant, he always has to deal with it. So she always feels guilty about it, and he always says she's worth it. So to him, she's the worthy chaos.
Interesting. I did read the first 4 issues. They were very interesting. I like the overall story. I like where it's going. Some of the pacing, I think, was a little off. I think it felt the first couple issues felt rushed. Like there was a lot of action.
Well, it's chaotic.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be.
I get that, but it was like the way the characters were handling the chaos. It was just like, it'd be like a grocery trip for us. It's like no big deal. Like there's monsters and demons, and they're just like,
Well, she's a supernatural hunter, so that helps. But
yeah, her perspective seemed okay, but like his Draven's, like he didn't seem like phased at all, which was weird to me. But
he's also an assassin and cold-hearted and a demon, so those probably had something to do with it.
Nobi says hi, Carissa. So you said you had 45?
So this series, I have 100 written for the characters, but for this series 1, Redemption, it's 45 issues written. That completes the series.
And you do Kickstarters for every issue, right?
Yeah.
If there was ever a instance in which a Kickstarter didn't get funded or something happened, would the series just end, or is there?
Nope. I've been everything's it's already they're like completed, so I've been paying out of pocket.
Oh, okay. Bianca says, "I'm here and just finished work."
Hi.
So, what were your inspirations for writing?
I played the game Resident Evil 2 and I got obsessed with it. And when I learned about role play, I decided to role play as Claire Redfield. And since I'm dyslexic, I started as a one-liner, and it, helped my writing skills. And I went from a one-liner to now I can sit and do 6,000 words in a couple of hours. I was Claire Redfield 15 years, and then I just got really into playing or writing about supernatural and Resident Evil stuff.
And any particular writers that inspired you? Any comic book creators?
The Crow was my very first inspiration, and Ghost Rider was my first comic.
My friend in high school was obsessed with the Crow. He was one of the, before there was goths and all that stuff, there was the Crow generation. Thank God you children don't have to live through that.
I actually just met James O'Barr 2 months ago, and he signed my 1993 graphic novel that I had. So it was 30 years old, and I said, I've been waiting 30 years to get the sign. And he goes, I'm glad I didn't die on you. I was like, me too.
And Morb says he feels your pain, Carissa. He's paying out of pocket with his comic.
Yeah. I already have the comics printed. I just I don't ship the variant. I don't print the variants until my Kickstarter ends. But I usually ship more than half of my comics the day of it ending, and then I usually get the rest out within 5 to 10, depending on how long it takes for my variants to arrive.
I mean, I hope this is not too intrusive, but how many comics do you usually print out for a run? What is the anticipated sales?
Usually it's, I don't know, 75, between 50 and 100, I guess. A lot of mine's digital, too.
And you don't find, because I had a discussion with a gentleman, I don't know if you're familiar with Ethan Van Sciver, but we had a discussion about digital comics, and he says that it would ruin his business if he went digital because it'd be so much piracy. Have you found piracy to be an issue with digital copies?
Nope. Not that I know of. Yeah.
Ethan?
Well, I actually preferred, well, it's hard because I love holding it too. These are 80-pound weight glossy pages. So I do love having a printed version of mine, but usually I just buy people's digital, and all of my tiers come with the digital and the print. If they buy the printed, it comes with the digital too, so they can read it on their computer or their phone, and then they can read it if they want. So everyone can read it the very first day that the Kickstarter ends. They don't have to wait for it. But
yeah, Niobe says 1/3 of his backers are digital.
Yeah, half of mine this time are more so are digital this time. It's probably money wise. I have a Kickstarter every other month. I think my fans are loyal but broke. But I don't have to print anything, so it worked for me.
Yeah, I would imagine, because this is not a Marvel operation where it's like well known, huge fan base, where something like piracy would even be an issue. Usually, you're a small company. A lot of the other indies are small, and usually the fan base is the fan base, right? They're the people buying. So a digital option, the only people that are going to pirate it are going to be, people who really want it and can't afford it. And this can be like a handful of people, or like someone who's looking in, like, oh, you know what, I'm kind of curious about this. Maybe I'll check out, and then they'll see it and they'll go, you know what, that's actually pretty good. I'll go ahead and pick up a copy. I'll pick up the next campaign. So I think digital could only help for a small creator. So,
Yeah, it helps me. And also I could ship worldwide that way. Anyone can buy it. So
myself and Comics says, how long did it take you to read all 4 issues, Tony? A couple of days. It actually only took me about an hour to read all 4 issues.
They're pretty quick.
I was just finishing up right before the stream. Like I said, I read all 4. They told a coherent story. It followed a nice story structure. It just was, like I said, a little fast paced. Like things were happening, and then like before they had a chance to sit down and let that moment, sort of build up and people discuss it or whatever. It was just like, boom, we're off into the next moment.
Yeah, that's how it was written. Yeah, they slow down a little bit in 5, but it's always fast paced. So they actually have time to talk in 5.
So I'm going to show the Kickstarter so people can see exactly what we're talking about, and we're going to play this video. And as you can see right now, I put the link. There's a link pinned. If you click on it, it'll take you to the Kickstarter. And the good thing is, I was informed of this right before we went on air. Carissa has it so that link is going to go to the next Kickstarter. And the next Kickstarter, it's got a nice little forward here.
Domain, yeah. Just so everyone knows, 2 things. One, the link is easy to follow. Also, searching Worthy Chaos and Kickstarter is super easy if you forget, because we're the only thing that pops up. And 2, the song you're going to hear on the video is our song. It was written and performed based on our characters, and you can see lyrics later on. They're on the page. You can get it as an add-on. It's $3, I think, and it comes with the instrumental and the vocal version.
And since it's yours, I'm not going to have to worry about copyright.
Correct.
So that's fantastic. I love that. So let's play the video. Let's take a look. All right, so that was the preview for issue 7. Now we're going to get the summary for 1 through 6. In case you're new, in case you're like me, you came into this new. So, quick question, because Like I said, I did read 1 and 2. Is that Anubis, or is that just?
It's Anubis.
Okay, because it wasn't clear if that was like the actual Anubis or just like.
Well, the town's the town's merging with hell, but he's being controlled. So, but yes, it is really Anubis.
Damn it. So there was the campaign video. The song's actually pretty nice.
Thank you. Thanks, B.
Bianca says, I wish I had a tablet. I don't have a tablet either. I had to read on my computer like some savage.
I used to have a tablet. I never used it, so I didn't care.
So we got, so far, the campaign has raised $2,877, 95 backers, 5 days to go. So you got to get in on this, guys.
Yeah, this is the final issue of book 1. And it answers a lot of questions. It creates a lot more questions. And book 2 will start January 8th.
All right. Let me read the campaign for you guys. It says, Worthy Chaos Series is back, celebrating our 1 year in comics with a double-thick 38-page 7th issue of our hit series, Redemption. We have already published issues 1 through 6, and 7 is the last issue in our book 1. All issues and covers are available as add-ons in 4 catch-up tiers for new backers. There's a tier for just issue 1, but PDF or printed. There's a mini catch-up of issues 1 through 3, or full 1 through 7, plus a catch-up tier of 1 through 7 with metal covers. So I saw this and my OCD went like nuts. I don't know if you did this on purpose.
The 1, 2, and 3? No, I didn't.
They went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. I think I did that because they're on the bottom of 3. So if it was covered by the other one, you couldn't see it. And that's probably where I was going with that.
I was like, okay, this is 1, 2. It's like, wait, 1, 2, 5. Like, okay.
Sorry.
It says, if you like Supernatural, Buffy, TVS.
Oh, Buffy
the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
Why did I not? I knew what Buffy was, but the TVS threw me off.
Okay. Some people have been saying the TV series, and I was like, it could be too.
Silent Hill, Evil Dead, Stranger Things, Good Omens, horror, or Resident Evil. This is for you. I will say it has a touch. If you are into anime, if you ever heard of a thing called Wicked City, there's a touch of that. There's a touch of that.
I love Wicked City.
Come immerse yourself in the dark and enthralling world of the Worthy Chaos series. The fate of heaven, hell, and the entire cosmos hangs in the balance. Seraphina, a descendant of angels, and demon descendant Draven, 2 souls bound by destiny, must unearth their forgotten powers, unlock the secrets of their past lives, and rewrite the eternal conflict between angel and demon. So join us in unlocking the secrets of a world where chaos meets destiny. And as you can see, this is a cover of issue 7.
That's the interior artist.
That's the cover. Then
there's 2 variants. Technically there's 3. So this one has scratches and the other one doesn't. And yeah, that one doesn't. And when I asked people their opinions on Twitter and on Facebook, they were so evenly split that I had to do both. But they weren't just like, oh, scratches, no scratches. They would write paragraphs of why it should have scratches and no scratches. So I just gave up and had both. So it's another quote. I like no scratches. I think it's clean, and I get the artistic value of the scratches. I did in metal. I did the no scratches because it was clear. But I like no scratches. But they both look good.
I was gonna say I like the scratches version.
Yeah, B likes the scratches too. Right now they're literally tied. They are exactly, even with the add-ons and whatever, they are exactly tied.
As you can see here, this is the interior art.
And
it has.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say it has a. Have you ever seen Lara Croft, the comic book series?
I've not seen a comic book. I played the game.
Well, they had a comic book. I forget who drew it, but it has that same sort of look. Like it's not exactly dark, but it's not exactly bright. Like the colors are kind of muted.
Yeah, book 2's got a different color. It's a little brighter, which my co-writer doesn't like because she likes the dark. But I like the bright, so I guess I like both.
I do like the design of the demon here.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
I am a fan.
You got all the past issue art.
Yeah, the shortest issue is 24 pages, and that was issue 5. The rest are 28 to 38, so they're longer. wasn't on purpose. I had a place to end it. So
my Southern Comic says scratches for win, fight me and die.
Yeah, I know. Cracks me up. Anyway, for newcomers, you don't have to buy a catch-up tier like some like most Kickstarters. You could buy an issue 1 PDF or printed. Also, if you wanted 1 and 2, then you can get 2 in the add-ons. Also, since we passed the first stretch goal, you also get 20 other issue 1s PDFs. So you'd get, my story and then 20 others. So we have a lot of merch.
You got pins.
There's Legos, pins, stickers, plushies, 3D statues. That one's sold out. I forgot to put a sold out sticker on it. Handmade statues, embroidered bookmarks. We've got tons of stuff. Those are 2, 3D. Yeah, plushies are very popular. This is my Anubis plushie. There's one left. There's 2 of the birds left, and the Hellhound sold out. But we'll probably have another Hellhound in book 2.
The Anubis plushie looks nice. I like that.
Yeah, he's got a 3D staff. Comes with.
Look at it, sold out. Handmade statue zombie merman.
Yeah. And we have 2 other handmade statues. We have the bust there. There's only 1 for sale. Then the next one, that's the large Anubis. It's like 12 inches with a metal staff. He's pretty cool.
What made you decide to add statues and stuff like that?
I bought everything I wanted, and then offering it to you makes it tax deductible. That's literally the reason. Yeah, I didn't mean to become queen of merch, as some call me. And now I have a lot of other indies buying plushies for their own campaign. So, whoops.
These look so cute. They're so nice and friendly looking.
Yeah.
Not inside the book, but
no, this is just the chibi happy version. Though my mom wants me to make a version of that. So
you should add a little like in the old comics, they'd have like a 1 or 2 page, like funny little comic or something. Yeah. Just have like Chibi Anubis and then like as a little backup.
I hadn't thought of that. That's actually a good idea. The little mini comic.
I do like these statues, highly detailed. Look at that.
That is only 1 inch, and it's that detailed.
Damn.
Yeah, it's actually an RPG miniature. It's just special resin. Like the one resin I have is like solid. This one's like a flexible one. It's incredibly cool. It holds its detail. It's phenomenal. That one's like a rock. That one's like a thick resin. That's 2 different printers, and it's amazing the difference. I like them both, but I love the detail in the other one.
And you get the Worthy Chaos Comics hat. Look at that.
And those are the three metal covers and the add-ons you can get.
This right here, issue 4's little metal cover. It reminds me of almost like a Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, that is the artist Ken Hunt. He worked at DC for 10 years. He worked on Batman, Harley Quinn, and Superman, all that. He did phenomenal detail. And then CC Dela Cruz, which is the current interior artist for Lady Death Universe, colored it. And they did the same for the hardcover. And they look phenomenal. They did an amazing job.
Bianca said she got an ad. Why are you getting ads? Bianca, you need to get a YouTube Premium already. I'm going to have to buy Bianca YouTube Premium. You got the back issues variants.
So that is, I say a sneak peek. It's 32 pages, but it is a black and white version of issue 1 for our spinoff, which also has 40 issues written. It may or may not continue. I haven't decided yet. We're looking for an artist because mine at the speed he goes to could do them both. But I don't know when I would do the Kickstarter for it because then it would be a Kickstarter every other month. So I don't know how that'll go yet.
Are you thinking of, since you said 1 through 7 is book 1, right?
Yep.
Is there going to be like a collected, like omnibus?
There's a hardcover. Yeah, it's issues 1 through 7, 222 pages. And it is a hardcover. And it should be out soon. Just waiting on it. It's already made and bought, all that stuff. I don't do Kickstarters until they're in hand. And that's the song by Permissible Indulgence. The lyrics are based on our characters.
Look at that.
Yeah, we're going to have a new song per book, hopefully. So the next one is about zombies. Hi. And it'll be out in January.
All right. So it says, these are the stretch goals. Stretch goal 1. We're not putting the industry on notice. Someone's stretch goal is putting the industry on notice. But stretch goal, if we reach 1,500, everyone gets this electronic bundle. It includes 20 of the first issues of 16 from the last campaign, Raise, DK, Final Boy, White Owl, Path of the Pale Rider, Water Wars, Orphan, Bloodline, Nightwolf, Broken Trident, Demon Hunter, Raven, Terra Olympus, PTSD, Mary Machine Gun, Shark of War, Field of Fears, Ferryman, Slaughterville, Anira, Blood and Fire, and Bulletproof Chicken. Plus 4 new ones: Return of Jake Sunrise, Roadkill, Ramage. Is that a miss?
Yep.
Book of Leaxia and Exodus Z.
Yep. Yeah, I try to add at least 2 to 4 new ones per campaign. So it's 20 new ones for new people and 4 new ones for returning backers.
Man, that's a lot. That's a lot of books.
Yep.
You'll be reading. I thought Sam's campaign, where he was giving us 9 books for $1, was something, but.
Yep. So that goal has passed, and the next goal has passed. So everyone gets a glossy trading card of the Anubis cover for 6. Now we're working towards the magnet. I think we're $423 away from it.
Where the host thing? Come on. And so 423. Yeah, exactly.
Woohoo! Go math skills. Yeah, and then the stretch goal after that, which you probably aren't going to get in 5 days, is the army men. They're not 3D printed. They are literally plastic army men of Anubis.
Like the Lincoln Log army men, the little.
Yeah, like the little green army men that used to. I don't know if you played with them, but
yeah, I'm that old.
They're in Toy Story. But yeah.
I'm 42. I was playing with army men.
I'm older than you.
Ooh.
Thanks.
I mean, I'm used to being the oldest guy. Talk about your co-writer, says Myself in Comics.
Yeah, so my co-writer is absolutely phenomenal, and our story is a little bit unique in the fact that the two main characters are written by two completely different people. So I write the first chapter where I write everything in Serafina's point of view, all her words and actions and thoughts, and then I give it to my co-writer Jess, who will write Draven's point of view, what he says, what he does, what he thinks. And so when you're reading it, it's two completely different people, and that's why they have that unique, different personality. Thank you, B.
So who decides? You guys are writing the dialogue and points of views from the different characters, but who decided on the overall direction of the
Me.
Oh.
Yeah, I had the story idea for 11 years, and I actually asked my co-writer to write the role of Draven. And then we just went from there. So I write I lead it, but we talk about different ideas, and we feed off of each other's thoughts and what we want, and go from there. But I don't really think ahead when I write. I just sit down and write it. So
has there ever been a moment where you wanted things to go a certain way and the co-writer wanted it a different way, or are you guys so on the same page?
We're on the same page. We both think alike, and fortunately, generally, we absolutely love what the other person thinks or wants or whatever, and we'll say one idea, and then the other person will just build off of that and make it 10 times better. So, yeah, I got really lucky with my co-writer, and definitely couldn't do it without her.
My sketchbook says, "Now, Tony, in crowdfunded comics, we are youngins at early 40s. Most CG guys are in their 50s. Well, makes me feel better, I guess."
Yeah, I'm 45.
I'm getting there.
Well,
we can't all be 12 like Bianca.
Yes. But we're still writing. We're working on series 2 of both the spinoff and this one, and also a prequel, which will show the origins of the angel and demon and Anubis and all that stuff, and how Serafina was created from the weapon, why the father really wants the weapon. He's using the war as an excuse, but he is, he wants it for another reason.
So you only got one review, and not a lot of people putting reviews, or
it was somebody on Twitter. I've never really asked for reviews. I have like 2 others, and I haven't put them on there. I'll have to eventually do it, but yeah, I never actually thought to ask for people for reviews. I had given out, or someone had read it and said they actually had a site that does reviews, and so they wanted to do a review, and I said okay.
All right, so the story, according to the Kickstarter campaign, says Worthy Chaos Redemption is a brand new horror supernatural adventure comic. We're 7 issues in. I don't think we're new anymore. Come on, Carissa.
Oh.
Created and written by the team of Carissa Grant and JC Literal. That is that a pen name, or is that an awesome?
No, that's her real name.
I'm Mrs. Literal.
Yeah.
Literally? Yeah. Yep, that's me. If you like Supernatural, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Silent Hill, Evil Dead, or Resident Evil, this is for you. The series follows angel descendant Serafina and a paranormal hunter and demon descendant Draven, a deadly assassin, as they try to stay alive through horror-filled nightmares, starting in a town merging with hell during an angel and demon war. So, with the angel and demon war, is this a universe in which there is a god? Or is it just angels and demons? But like
there's a god. They don't ever talk about him or anything, but he's there. All of huh?
I was gonna say, because it's not just because there's angels and demons doesn't necessarily mean there's like a Christian. Angels and demons, right?
Well, it's all the cultures. So there actually are like there's Egyptian gods, there's Celtic, there's they're all eventually will be in it. mostly in series 2. And everyone, including the angels and the demons, unless we created them, like a couple of the monsters, they're all accurate to scripture. Like Remnal is the he used to in scripture judge the souls on earth and bring the souls to heaven. I created the angelic weapon for him to carry the souls in, and Easma would attack him to get the souls, because he's a chaos demon that feeds on souls. And that's what started the whole feud. In the past, they also would steal souls from Anubis, which is one of the reasons why he got involved. And so, yeah. And the funny thing is, and it wasn't planned, but Remnal has his power is lightning, and Ayasma in scripture, or actually in mythology, I guess is more accurate, he's immune to all sources of magical and natural lightning. So it was kind of cool to put them against each other.
I've never even heard of that. It's just weird that you would have to be like all natural and magical lightning. Like,
well, I guess, you know, if you're fighting against a sorcerer, it would be magical, and if you're fighting against an angel, it would be natural.
I know, you know,
Yes.
I'm just like, because I never think of that. Like, I don't think of like, say, like Thor, like he shoots lightning bolt, or like Storm. I just think it's just lightning. Like, I don't think it's like, oh,
yeah, I would have, yeah, it's not something I would have thought either. That was just literally how they wrote it, and I was like, okay.
So it says they not only need to keep each other alive, they need to try and figure out why they are an intricate part of the war and why both sides are after them. Book 1 of Redemption series is 7 issues total. Was it planned to be 7 issues? Did you say, okay, 7 issues is where I'm going to stop book 1? Okay.
No, each book they're all connected and they all flow together, but they're kind of in different environments. So book 1 through 7 is in the town merging with hell, and they're kind of in that area. And for book 2, they're in a haunted asylum, which is overrun by ghosts, which makes the asylum alive, and there's giant salamanders and zombies in there. And then book 3 is more Resident Evil type, where the city is completely infested and enclosed, and they're, you know, all zombies, and they're trying to get through the city with 2 other survivors. And then book 4 and 5 are on an island, and they go to hell and do stuff like that. So just kind of how it broke up.
And when you're writing, are you ever concerned about getting too close to these properties that inspired you? Like, oh, this is a little too much, like Buffy, I gotta change a little, or you just write whatever?
I just write whatever. I don't use anything from the stories, but I think book 3 is a lot more Resident Evil type. But we have our own virus, and it's not what people might think. And so yeah, we do our own thing. But I never even thought of it as like Buffy, but everyone kept saying she's like Buffy. So Buffy was one of my favorite shows. So
yeah, well, I know writers have the unconscious. You start writing and then you don't even realize, like, oh, I'm drawing from things that I've seen or things that I've read. So it might have been Buffy in there, but you just didn't even realize it.
Yeah, I mean, she fights, she fights demons, but and she's blonde, so yeah, I guess we can go with that.
So it says, in a world where forbidden love defies even death, Seraphina and Draven's fateful encounter as teenagers sparked an unbreakable bond. A demonic possession leads to a gruesome family tragedy. Their love story takes a dark and perilous turn, setting them on a path where love, survival, and supernatural forces collide. Separated by a cruel twist of fate, Seraphina and Draven's lives unravel after a tragic incident tears them apart. While Sarah fights for survival, Draven descends into a life of darkness, each forced to believe the other to be lost forever. A decade later, their paths converge again, but their reunion sets off a chain of supernatural events that threaten to expose a haunting truth they never expected. As their fates intertwine in a town teetering on the brink of a hellacious takeover, Seraphina and Draven discover a deeper connection that they could ever imagine. Unaware of their past lives, they're compelled to reunite by an invisible force. So When you say hell, is it like Satan's hell?
Yep, Lucifer.
Because again, like, hell's not necessarily, Christian. And I know people are like, oh no, Tony, it is, but it really isn't. Like we've come to the point where we can separate those things from their roots.
There's actually two versions in our story. There's hell, which has got Lucifer and the demons, and then you have the underworld, which has Hades and Hecate and stuff like that. So,
all right. It says, in a timeless battle for cosmic balance, the destinies of Seraphina and Draven unfold as descendants of angelic and demonic rivals. With origins steeped in an ancient conflict, their forbidden love holds the key to averting an apocalyptic war between heaven and hell. Worthy Chaos Redemption reveals a story of eternal cosmic struggles, love's transcendence, and its power to change the fate of two worlds. Come immerse yourself in the dark and enthralling world of Worthy Chaos series. I think each and every one of you should do that. Everyone watching on the replay, just click that link, support Carissa.
thank you.
She's got 45 books, so she's got it. It's planned out for a while, guys. So you don't have to worry about writer's block or.
Yeah, it's already written. We do Kickstarter every other month. Generally, we do 6 to 8 a year. I actually have it's technically everyone's like, oh, you got 7 out. Technically, I have 10. I have the spinoff issue 1. It's just not colored, and I have prequel issue 1 that was made that I spent a fortune on but didn't use because it wasn't done the way I wanted to, and then it's the book 1 original artist that is done and printed, and it wasn't the way I wanted to.
So for $10, you get the printed regular cover, and it says issue 7 PDF too, right?
Yeah. So I'm sorry, I was looking at the comics, and Pink Bunny 0 asked a question, but what cracked me up was he asked if I rented it. Yes, I did. I actually saw the commercial of the crocodile trying to eat Leon, and I don't know what it was about the crocodile, but I went out and bought PlayStation 1 so I can rent the game and play it. And as for the story, it does have an ending. It is written. Series 1 is written. Series 2 is a different story. But yeah, little things change here and there. Like the angels and the fathers weren't actually in it this early on. I did it so that people could get kind of exposition and how they're not human and say things that they don't know yet. So little things do change here and there. Scripts 1 through 19 are done. I'm still converting the rest, but they're all sectioned in the story of where they're going to end and what they're going to do and all that fun stuff. But yeah, when I got this game, I never really played anything but Atari and Duck Hunt. So I could not get Leon to walk away from the fire. He kept walking into the fire. So I threw the controller. I was so mad. And then my older brother comes in, who's been playing Zelda since he walked out of the wound. He was just playing it, and I got so mad that I kicked him out and started playing it, and I loved it, and I got obsessed with it, and then I went out and bought that and Final Fantasy VII. I don't know how those two came together, but I found that it came with directions for Resident Evil, and I was like, there's an auto aim, and so I love the game even more. So yeah.
I never bought Resident Evil 2. My friend had bought it, and I used it, and I stayed up late playing it, and people think I'm crazy, right? But I swear to God, I saw like a demonic rat in my room after playing Resident Evil. And so after that, I've never played Resident Evil 2 again.
I'm so sorry. I actually bought every system I've ever owned because a new Resident Evil came out on it. GameCube, the next PlayStation. I haven't gotten PlayStation 5. I kind of gave up playing all the Resident Evils, but I watched the CGI movies. There's 5. I highly recommend them. Death Island just came out. I do not recommend the movies, the live action movies. I can tolerate Afterlife, but that's about it.
I actually think the live action movies are stupid fun. I mean, if you don't go in there expecting Resident Evil. Just...
Okay, so if you don't, so see, I have a hatred for them because I remember sitting in a theater and seeing a teaser about the Umbrella Corporation, and I was freaking thrilled that my favorite game of all time is now going to be a movie, and then not one of my damn characters were in it. So as independent films, not independent, but I mean as movies not connected to the game, they're good. But I don't like them as the video game characters. And whatever that chick's name is stole all of Claire moves, like when she runs in front of the helicopter that is from Code Veronica, and so I don't like her. But they did put Claire with red hair in Afterlife, so I can tolerate it.
Well, that's what happens when you get Mila Jovovich to star in the movie.
Yeah.
But for $5.
Oh, anyway.
I was like $5. You get the issue 7 PDF, both black and white and color, which is a steal of a deal. Is this the standard price?
That's my PDF price, yeah.
So you don't have to worry about suddenly Carissa getting super popular and you have to pay like $20 for a PDF.
Yeah, no. The ketchup tier is $20. You get 14 PDFs, the 7 black and white and 7 color. So, yeah. I don't generally charge people an extreme amount of money. I'm not doing this for profit. I'm doing this to keep making them. I have a job, so I just need to pay my artist, and he's fast as all hell. So I love that. My wallet does not. But yeah, and now that I have a colorist and a letterer, he's even more of a monster. So, and he just gave me 6 inked pages today. He gave me 9 yesterday. So, yeah. So, issue 9 is halfway done. So, by the time book 2 starts, January 8th, I'm pretty sure that we will be up to like 10 or 11.
Man. Just cranking them out. So issue 1 through 7 catch up PDF $20. That means that's a $15 savings if you would have just bought them $5 a pop. So
yep,
already value. You said you don't do this for the you're not trying to become a millionaire.
Yeah,
for your comic books. But I saw that.
Go ahead.
I don't know if you're familiar with Eric July. He just put out 2 videos telling independent comic artists how to make all kind of money in the indies.
I did not see this. I will not do topless covers. I don't know if that's one of them, but that's what I hear mostly. I did have a topless cover because it was free from a Marvel artist, and I hid it in the add-ons for issue 6, and I had 10 of them, and I think there's 4 left. So yeah, it's a topless vampire, but I did not advertise it or say that I had it on the page or anything. So I'm not against topless covers, and I'm not against women being topless, but it's just there's no nudity in the story, so I didn't want anyone to think that there was and buy covers so they can get more nudity. So
it's not that kind of book, you perverts.
My character is in the shower in one of the issues 3, I think. Yeah. And I told my artist that he had to cover her up with steam. He was not happy. My brother was even less happy, but that's the way it is. She does get to wear a nurse outfit in book 2 for 2 issues, so there's that.
Ooh.
Yeah, she has to fight the zombies in a towel, and then she gets to wear a nurse outfit for two issues.
So there you go. There's the campaign. You heard Carissa's story. Anything else we should know about you, about the Myself and Comics getting another ad?
She's getting ads for while watching on YouTube.
Yeah,
I have the premium version because all I watch is YouTube. All I can say is make sure to always check the add-ons because there's always unique things in there, and I don't always advertise them. They're just kind of hidden back there. Also, if there's a plushie you want, they sell it really quickly. We have 2 to 4 new plushies per book. The next book has the salamander monster, the vampire chameleon bats, and the zombies in straitjackets with working straitjackets. For anyone that needs a mini straitjacket for their cat, now you've got one. So, yeah. And there's no nudity. There's lots of cursing, and it has a very 80s, 90s feel to it.
Lots of violence, lots of blood and gore.
A lot of violence, a lot of gore. Very fast pace, as he said. It's very chaotic, especially in the beginning. It kind of evens out. But then again, book 2 has more action in it, so I don't know what to tell you. So if you don't like action, don't read it.
Any questions from the audience? Get them in now or forever hold your peace. Like I said,
too. Thank you.
It is a pretty chaotic, and it lives up to the name of Worthy Chaos because it's pretty chaotic, pretty breakneck speed.
Yeah,
it jumps from one thing, like they're literally getting chased by demons, and then there's a cult, and then there's like zombies, there's mermen.
You literally read the first 4, which are the most chaotic. Then it kind of slowed down because the end of 4 or 5, end of 4, 5, and 6 are clotters, which are our version of vampires. Their heart beats once every 6 hours, which gives them clotted blood, which also makes them need to feed directly from humans so that they can't drink from a blood bank or from an animal or anything. It makes them more ruthless because our vampires have their souls, or at least the clotters do. So they have to be ruthless enough to kill the humans to feed. So they wound up just turning the most evil people that they could find. And also, if they bite you or taste your blood, they can track you anywhere you go, like a homing beacon. And if you kill that one, the entire nest can then track you wherever you go. And out of revenge, will track you down and kill you. So that's what those 4 stories are. And thank you, Nerdette.
And Nerdette says, keep up the good work. Anything Goes says, I can only offer support, no questions. Bianca says, how action is the action? Actioning.
Well, in the first issue or first 2 issues, they get chased by the Hellhound, zombies, ghosts, Anubis, zombie merman, and I think that's like the first 2 issues.
Don't forget the cult and then the fight in the
barn. The cult. Humans are worse than anything. The cult, which was sent by her father. And then you have the Clotters in 4 through 6. 7, you have stuff happening. It was very hard to pick pages to show on the Kickstarter because all of them had spoilers in it. So I picked the 3 that I could think of that wouldn't spoil too much. So yeah.
TJ Laser says, what other sorts of mythology do you plan to add to the lore? Just arrived.
So in series 2, it's there's going to be a war between my characters that side with Greek mythology, Egyptian mythology, and they fight against Christianity and Celtic as a whole war is going on. So it's Anubis and his army of mummies that side with my characters, and Hecate and Hades that have their zombies, which my characters are not thrilled about because they've been killing these creatures the entire time, and now they're on the same side with them. So they are not thrilled. If you're World of Warcraft, it's like siding with the Horde. So,
but the Horde is the best part.
I know, my ex-husband used to say that all the time. He wanted me to play World of Warcraft, and I told him that I've been killing zombies my entire adult life and teenage life, so I would not side with him on the Horde. So we got a divorce.
World of Warcraft ending relationships. You heard?
Yeah. Well, I can't side with someone that sides with zombies or the undead. I guess they're called. I don't know.
Yeah.
Never. But yeah,
she was a Horde. He was an alliance.
No, I was an alliance.
Yeah.
I kill zombies. He sided with the zombies.
He was the Horde.
Yeah, he was the Horde. So I could not. Yeah, I was a zombie girl from Resident Evil, so I couldn't side with somebody that sides with what I've been killing the whole time. But yeah, so we got all that lore. Then we have other creatures. Book 3 is mostly zombies and experimental creatures that we invented, like the Reaper, which is a terrifying freaking creature. And I think there's some werewolf creatures in there. There's an alligator creature. Also, every issue has an Easter egg from an urban legend, a horror game, or a horror movie from generally the 80s and 90s, because I don't really watch newer ones. Terrifier was not terrifying to me. But also every single book will have at least one crocodile or alligator in it because it's the reason why I started writing was that freaking commercial with the crocodile. Plus I dreamed about a crocodile every night since the age of 5 till I was 21. So I don't know why.
That's weird.
It is weird. It stopped when I moved out and I couldn't figure out why. I dreamed of an alligator and a swamp. And when I was 5, it was just a little puddle and one little alligator. And then by the time I was 21, the entire world in my dream was just swamps and all the houses were connected with bridges and the alligators would just swim wherever. So through the ages, it got older and older. Got bigger and bigger. And then when I moved out, it stopped and I looked up and I don't know if this is accurate, but it kind of fit, which I don't know what I'm age 5. It said, if you dream of alligators, you have hidden talents you have yet to discover and you wanted independence from your family. So maybe I wanted to move out when I was 5 and just didn't know it. I don't know. Now I need a ghost croc. Thank you.
Hollywood says, "Oh man, a glitch had me still waiting for the start." Ooh, sorry.
Sorry. I thought they were here before, but like at 7:36 they were here. I don't know. But yeah, Ghost Crocodile. I am more than excited. I can put that in there. Right now I have my new monster. Actually, these monsters were not in the story, and I added them because they were cool. I have vampire chameleon bats. They are chameleons with bat wings and fangs, and they can blend with the cave so you don't see them there. And then they attack you when you're not looking. So
trying to give us all nightmares.
Mostly I just wanted the plushie, and that's the way I can do that. But yeah, I'm excited to see that. I showed my artist today and he's like, whatever works. My artist is very into everything that I throw at him. So he actually, there's a crossover print that I did with Lori Carcatella. I don't know if you know her, but she has Path of the Pale Rider. We did a crossover print and I told him, we want you to do the 2 main characters, her character about to kiss my character's hand and Draven being all jealous. And he went to draw that. And then I felt guilty. I was like, can you add Anubis and her vampire and her zombie bear? And he's like, okay. And I thought he was going to like kill me for adding, these 2 big characters to it. And he comes back and says, I thought it was going to be a boring picture, but now I can't stop drawing. I was like, thanks, I think. So, yeah. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, we have a lot of merch. I've been the queen of merch. As I said before, I have merch because I wanted it and it makes it tax deductible. What you see there is about 40% of the merch that I have that will eventually be on there. Like I have, Anubis pendants and 4 other 3D statues. I have molds and resins and magnets and different coins. I have 4 more coins. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff. So
she's the biggest collector of her own.
I am. Best hobby ever. It's all tax deductible. I would wrestle a croc as well. Okay. There was a meme that said, it had a lion, a bear, crocodile, and I can't think of what the other thing was. A wolf, maybe? And it said, which one would you wrestle if you had to? And I was like, crocodile. All you have to do is sit on it and keep its mouth shut and you're good. So
yeah, but getting there, that's
I know, but a bear? If it's a black bear, maybe, but a grizzly bear? No. And I'm definitely not fighting any lion. So yeah.
I'd fight a lion.
You would?
Yeah. Right. I think I could take a lion.
Can you film it?
I can have someone else film it. I mean,
yeah, that'll work. So yeah, film it, and I'll pay to watch that. So
I made a joke once. We were talking about eating exotic animals, and I said I would eat a lion, but only if I could eat lion in front of other lions, so they could see me eating one of their brothers.
Assert your dominance. I think that's fair. Yeah. Yeah, film, please. See? Yeah. I'm not the only one. I think you got a new show idea coming up.
They had that idea way back when. I think the Christians, they were famous for fighting the lions.
Yeah.
They didn't win a lot, but I mean.
You can film it. You can film it. and then we would watch it. And you could do a Kickstarter because I would donate to that Kickstarter. Fighting a Lion. So
with my luck, they'd pull it down, and I wouldn't even get any money out of it.
Well, that's just sad.
Right.
But
yeah. So, anything else you want us to know about your comic, your universe?
There's probably tons that I can't think of. But we are working on a issue 0 that will show you what all the strings that were pulled to do issue 1. All the characters you don't see, their point of views. There'll be 6 point of views. And hopefully you should have that during book 2. Hopefully. And yeah, so if you like the story, obviously a lot of people, you could just get issue 1. And if you like, I've had people buy issue 1 or a digital catch-up tier, and then the next time they bought the print. I do like the print, like I said, because it's heavy, 80-pound weight glossy pages, so it's not a light page. And it's fun to read in hand, but I also like digital because it's with me wherever I go. Yes, actually, I am working on an Anubis spinoff because I was tired of people asking me. There will be an Anubis spinoff. I don't know yet, though, if it's with his Hellhound or not. He plays.
Oh, it's got to be. It's got to be.
I know, but see, then it can't be a prequel. It'd have to be a literal side story because he's in the rest of the books and on the island. So it would either be like a completely side story, and I don't know how I do that. But I just I just added to the script of the next one of the scripts in book 2 where he's playing fetch with the Hellhound again because it was just missed. Also, just to let anyone know, since I'm so obsessed with the stories that I did tell you are connected, for the book 2, I have really I don't say more. They're more expensive, but that's not what I leveled up the covers a little bit. I have chapter 1 or issue 8, depending how you want to go for it. I have Jeremy Ramphack, which is the interior artist for Resident Evil comic book. He did a freaking phenomenal cover. And for issue or chapter 2, I have the artist from Buffy the Vampire Slayer comic book, Cara Moline, which did a phenomenal cover with our man-eating plant on it. And then the third one is Kevin Sharp, which is the Evil Dead interior comic artist. So we got those, and I'm still trying to get Supernatural. One said he's too busy, and I'm just gonna have to wear them down. 2 other ones didn't answer, and Tristan Jones from Silent Hill did not answer any of them. So I don't know if those are gonna happen, but I'm gonna try because they're the only ones I'm missing. So
you hear that? Start that campaign on Twitter, bugging them. Answer Carissa.
Yeah. How would the writing combine or separate? Okay, so the spinoff is a technical what if story. So in this one, in the very beginning, Serafina and Draven are teenagers. There's a flashback dream of that night where they're going to run away together or get away from their abusive parents. And the night they're supposed to run away, when Draven was on the way to the house, her brother became possessed by a demon and murdered her parents. She walked in on the murder, and the brother came after her. So she called Draven, said not to come. The first thing he did was race there. She jumped out the back window. He came in the front door. He slipped on her blood, called her name. She turned around and got hit by a car, was in a coma in another city for 4 months, and he was arrested for the murder. So for 10 years, they were separated, thinking the other one was dead. She trained as a supernatural hunter, and he trained as an assassin until they meet up in the town of Hell, which was set up by the angels and demons. In the spinoff, they actually do run away that night. One little tiny millisecond of something changes the whole night. And instead of that happening, they actually do run away. And now you have these 2 teenagers on the run from demons and angels and everything. However, they know nothing about the supernatural. They're not skilled. They have no training in assassin or supernatural or whatsoever. They're just 2 wussy teenagers on the run. And it turned into, it was supposed to be a joke, and it turned into 5 books of 40 issues. So it actually turned out to be an incredibly cool story. You get to see Serafina turn into the badass character that she is now. Whereas in the beginning of the story, she's hiding behind Draven because she's a wuss. But you get to see her become stronger and stronger, and so it's kind of cool to see the characters grow. So they're not technically combined; they're actually their worlds are kind of mirrored in a way. It was not on purpose, but they're the allies. Very few allies that they have in Redemption are enemies in Salvation, the spinoff, and the enemies that are in Redemption are allies in Salvation. So it wasn't on purpose. It wasn't until we were done writing it where we're like, holy crap, why did they do that? But it was mostly like 10 years changes people's lives so much that that's just how it turned out to be. So it's kind of cool to see that. It has all the same characters, but completely different story and completely different things happen. And she has more pets. I don't know why. In this story, she's going to have the vampire bat technically as a pet, but they get separated a lot. However, in the spinoff, she has her guardian rat Apollo that was sent by Apollo, and she has the croc hellhound in that story because she was held in hell, and they were supposed to keep her imprisoned, but that one liked her and it licked her hand, and she said, "Are you tasting me? I want to be pet," and it wound up wanting to be pet. So there you go.
Amoro says, in general, should people start with issue 0 or start with issue number 1 and then come back around to 0?
I issue 1 because you don't need 0. It's just a fun side to see why it happens. So I would start with 1. And then when you see things that happen, you kind of can go back and say, oh, okay, you get to see it from a different point of view. So definitely start with 1, and then 0 will be along. But yeah, it's not, 0 isn't needed. It's just kind of fun to see the other side of the like for example, in issue 1, the angel is looking at her through the window, so you'll see his point of view of looking in the window and why he's there and what he was doing. So yeah, you don't need 0. It's just kind of cool to see how that stuff goes. Plus, it'll give you too many spoilers. So yeah, do 1 first. I just thought of that because it does talk about the prophecy and it talks about why things happened 10 years ago and all that stuff. So start with 1. Yeah.
So there you go, everybody. Start with issue 1. You can catch up on all 7, $20 right now. If you're just interested, if you're just curious, you can just buy issue 1 right now and check it out. And I'm sure in the next campaign, there'll be a catch up for all the other books.
Yep.
Do you sell the digital copies outside of the campaign or just only
I have to update the site. I do Kickstarters too fast. But you can get 1 through 3 or 1 through 4 on our Kickstarter on our website, which is the worthychaoscomics.com. You can get them. They're still $5 and you can download them instantly. The song too, and a couple other little things. But yeah, it's probably going to be only digital on the website I have right now. You can get 1 through 3, but I think it would just get complicated to have all of them there, but I'll eventually add them, I guess.
So there you go. Check out Worthy Chaos Comics. Follow her on Twitter at what is it? At Worthy Chaos.
TheWorthyChaos.com is for Kickstarter. Also, just go to Kickstarter and search Worthy Chaos. I'm the only thing that pops up, and you can see all the Kickstarters we've done. And you can also find me. We have a Twitter X, whatever it's called, at worthy_chaos. We have about 5,000 followers. And we have a Facebook group called Worthy Chaos Redemption, where we have about 700 members, and you can join in there. And it's for all. I support all indie creators. So if you're a creator or a podcaster or a show, you can post links in there. You can post your Kickstarters. You can post whatever. So feel free to do that.
I like that. Indies supporting indies.
Absolutely.
We all gotta look out for each other. So there it is, folks. I don't have anything else. No one in the chat has anything else. I think we can let Carissa go. She's got lots of books to write.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to do the spinoff now of the Anubis.
And then she's got to do the little Anubis.
The chibi Anubis. I can write a kid's story of all the chibi characters.
All right. Thank you for coming, Carissa. Thank you for
having me. I appreciate it.
And a special shout out to Bianca for setting this up.
Thanks, Pete.
And as always, love, peace, booty grease. We have this bitch.